gorgeous Airbnb here in Bucharest, and here is the view from our balcony. This is just fabulous. Got a balcony all the way along there. I'm standing here in my knickers, so hopefully nobody can see down there. Really is very nice indeed. So it's a beautiful morning. It's going to be 27, I think, with storm forecast for this afternoon. We're planning to be back in the apartment and watch the Soleil Lumiere lightning show from the apartment window. This is lovely. So this is known as Little Paris, and there's an area just that we just passed that can be used for filming, for filmmakers that can't afford to go to Paris. It's the cafes. That's the proverbial Irish bar.
Hello. Come here and check the menu. Some coffee. You want me?
No, we're good, thanks. Yeah, we're looking around. There seem to be a lot of kind of pubs and clubs, aren't there?
Yeah.
A lot of
drinking houses.
A lot of English names to the pubs and clubs.
Yeah.
And did you see something on YouTube from another vlogger about Bucharest?
Yes, just that it was a place for English people, boys, and partying for weekends and bucks parties.
Yeah, certainly looking like that.
Do you hear what I said?
I did hear what you said. It's not pretty enough for P. It's certainly looking a little bit French down here. Maybe some back streets around Montmartre. It's rather nice.
Got Guinness and Carlsberg.
Yeah. Of course, part of the problem is this place is open too late. There is supposed to be an amazing bookshop around here somewhere, so we'll find that. But at the moment, it's looking a bit drinking house. Oh, photography shop. So this square shows Bucharest's layers across. So we've got the remains of the palace from the early 1500s. We've got St. Anthony's Church, important, where kings were crowned. Then, if you come round, you've got the inn, the Hanimanic Inn, from early 19th century. We can scroll back round, and we've got the Parisian influence that came about in the late 19th century, trying to make the kind of the mini Paris idea. And then behind, we've got late 20th century, the delightful so-called commie blocks. So you got it all here in this one square, St. Anthony's Square. Fabulous. It's the Orthodox Church of St. Anthony. There's a time when kings were crowned in here. It's from the 15th century. It's quite beautiful. So St. Anthony being the patron saint of things that are lost, people come here on a Tuesday to pray and to ask, and apparently there are long queues outside waiting to come in. And people dress really well. Somebody saw them yesterday. What is it? It's Wednesday. Somebody saw them yesterday. People really put on their finery and dress well to come and queue. So, Vlad the Impaler, who was the king, the character who Bram Stoker used for Dracula. His father was called Vlad the Dragon, came from a guild of dragons, so it was Vlad Dracula, and that's kind of where it came from. He actually lived here in the 15th century palace, because he ruled from here, what was Wallachia, which was part of Romania. He never actually lived in Bran Castle. He never even, they think he may have visited, but he never actually lived there. It's in Transylvania, where Vlad was born, but he didn't live. he actually lived here. And the whole Bran Castle thing, people say it's Dracula's castle. It wasn't at all. It's just... It is the 17th most legendary restaurant in the world. And here's my orange juice. Thank you! Look at that, freshly squeezed. Beautiful. So here we have Umbrella Street, a little bit different from Sydney's. There's actually a restaurant under here called the Umbrella Restaurant. Well, we're here in Cala Vittoria, main shopping street. There's certainly the two faces of Bucharest because these buildings have been restored and are beautiful. And over the road is the Novotel with the casino that's been integrated into the older building. But yeah, we didn't see that where we just came from. So we've just been told these buildings, see that one's renovated, these aren't. Up until the Second World War, they belonged to merchants. Families lived in there, they were, you know, nicely looked after. Along came the Second World War, along came the communists. And then these families were thought to be bourgeoisie. You know, they were merchants, they had private businesses, and they owned houses. So the houses under the nationalisation programme belonged to the government, to the people. So they had to take tenants. Sometimes the owners had to live in the attic, in the basement. Other times they had to move away completely. So along comes the 90s. People either move out, some people have bought bits of apartment inside. The grandchildren of the original owners are now trying to sue the government to get their properties back. But renovating these, there are arguments about who owns what among the family, in the government. Some people have been suing for 20, 30 years. But also, renovating something like this, it's estimated would cost about €1 million. So, problematic. And what they're doing actually is apparently Bucharest due another large earthquake. The last one was in 1977. So they're kind of waiting for that, really. Certainly would solve the problem. Well, around every corner there's a different view. This is magnificent, the church and courtyard of St. Stavropoulos. He was a Greek monk and bishop. It was a mixture of Byzantine, Orthodox. It's beautiful. And the work on this building is just absolutely stunning. You can smell the incense. Absolutely gorgeous. Karu Beer. Built as a beer hall, now an incredible restaurant, number 17 in the world, and we're about to have lunch. We're going to have Romanian sausages and beer, I think. Just incredible. Alright, Patricia, what's your opinion on that one?
That's not bad, that one.
Not bad?
Not bad.
Okay.
Still got that hoppy
Yes.
beer taste.
Funny that.
But that's maybe I just don't like the beer taste.
Could be that. But we are at the 19th century house of beer, indeed.
But I might just stick to vodka.
Alright, I'll take that. Thank you very much. Lovely. So we've got traditional Mickey, skinless pork sausages done on the barbecue. You have them with beer and mustard. They come with chips. We've got one with chips and one with mash. Haven't tried them yet.
I haven't either. Chips
No.
are nice though.
Yeah, smell good. Smell porky. So a lot of the Romanian traditional dishes are pork because when they were under the Ottoman Empire, they had to pay taxes by way of food and beef and cattle and chickens and all sorts and wheat. But of course, what the Ottoman Empire people didn't eat was pork. So the Romanians a lot of them shifted over to breeding pigs, and creating pork dishes. So traditional Romanian dessert, donuts with sour cream and fruit and cheese, papanasi, and good old profiteroles. That is the biggest plate of profiteroles I've ever seen. What do you think? Nice. Yeah. This might be, hopefully there'll be a takeaway box. That's fruity. and sweet and sour and tangy all at the same time. Delicious. How's that? That's a nod. She's got a mouthful. So this is the so-called Palace of the People, or Palace of Parliament when it was built, and now it houses Parliament. This was Ceausescu's great gift to the people, built in the 80s. Him and his wife travelled the world looking for something wonderful. So in North Korea, they loved the boulevards and the grandiose buildings. So we came back here, cleared several thousand hectares of land, displaced 70,000 people, and built the palace, these apartments, buildings, these apartments for Soviet officers, moved the people who were living here to the outskirts of Bucharest, built the Grand Avenue where we saw the fountains this morning, and because it had to be the biggest and the best in Europe, it's slightly wider than the Champs-Élysées and slightly longer than the Champs-Élysées. Yes, that was Ceausescu's gift to the people, overthrown in 1981. So we're walking down what Ceausescu wanted to be the greatest boulevard in Europe. There's some fashion houses over there, or shops, but not really much. We've still got what looks like French road signage with the blue and the white and the scroll writing. We've got fountains, and then we've got that all-important, slightly longer and slightly wider than the Champs-Élysées. There's not many people in this end of town, are there?
Oh, 1.8 or something?
No, I meant in this part of town.
No, because the rich people lived here.
Yeah, grandiose buildings. Apparently, when the people who were living here were moved out, they were moved out to small apartments in the suburbs. They had houses here, but it was all demolished. And then these apartments up here, can't really, some up there, kind of look a bit French and a bit 18th century, but they're not. This is all from the 1980s.
They were built for
Communist Party leaders.
Yeah.
But yeah, it looks 19th century, but it's, to say, it's all 1980s and Ceausescu, and that's one of those signs. I can't really see it so well, but it exactly like you see in the Paris streets. Also in the park is the famous Bucharest clock. It's actually quite nice. I think they're different time zones. So amongst all the bedlam and the traffic and the noise, reminds me of Cairo actually, traffic-wise, there is this green space. I mean, there was a farmer's market and there were people living here, and it is slightly higher, so earthquake-wise, which Bucharest has them regularly. It was one of the safest places, but this is part of what was demolished for Ceausescu's dream. Right now, it looks lovely. It is nice, just to get away from the traffic. This is one of 8 churches that was dug down to the foundations, moved on rails to this position because it was in the way of the building of Ceausescu's magnificent, inverted commas there, Parliament House and Victory Boulevard. Right, so
they're in our normal position.
yeah, it's an Irish pub again.
Yeah, it's an Irish pub.
Yeah. So a local beer. He said it's, what did he say? It's brown. It's brown, a little bit sweet, and has an installation of coffee. That's right.
Whatever that means.
That's exactly what it tastes like. It's amazing. It's amazing. And we've got
Just the usual vodka.
Bucharest.
Yeah. Not bad.
Yeah.
5 out of 10, I'd say.
It's been interesting. A little bit different from what we expected going by kind of YouTube reports. I guess people focus on certain aspects of a place. We've kind of wandered around a lot of streets, haven't we?
We've seen the true Bucharest.
Needs a bit of love.
And the not so true
Yeah.
Bucharest.
It's surprising because it's been in the EU since, 2007, and a lot of other European countries have, especially post-communist EU members, have been rebuilt. Romania hasn't, the old time hasn't. It's full. Yeah.
We've got some beautiful buildings full of places, literally. If you lay down there, it's fall over.
Yeah. Some people say they're waiting for the next earthquake. The last big one was 7.4 was in 1977, so the due one. But I don't know if that's a very practical way to deal with falling apart buildings.
But we've tried to see the positive coming out, with all the nice stuff in the churches and things we normally do.
Yeah.
People are nice,
Yes.
friendly, helpful.
Yeah. A lot of people speak English here, interestingly.
Which is a help for me.
Yeah, yeah. And that's interesting. The language is very different to the other states we've been in. It's kind of a Latin, Romanian, Latin base. So it sounds.
French.
Yeah, yeah. And the Francization, I think that's what we call it, in the 1980s. And before that, I'll cut that bit. Yeah.
Anyway, tomorrow
Yeah.
we're off to Sighișoara.
Yes.
In Romania. It's supposed to be beautiful. So we'll
And we've had a terrific Airbnb here. It's on the 7th floor. The lift was out when we came down, so we might be thinking differently. So we thought we'd make this before. Yeah. But yeah, that's been great. Just overlooking the old city and just have an apartment to ourselves. That's a good thing about Airbnb, isn't it? Yeah. All right then.
all right.
Train in the morning. And see you in Sighișoara. Sighișoara.
There we are. We're not all that jolly because we're really tired.
Yeah,
It's pretty hot to be there and walk around
Yeah.
the streets
Yes.
with not too much water, which
That's good. We're happy. We're just tired.
cheers.
Yeah.
See you next
Cheers.
time.
Have a lovely day.